Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and Coffee Stream episode 387. It is Wednesday and it is Canadian Wednesday, and we are an hour late because I had an orientation and mobility lesson with my instructor from the CNIB, and this was the only time she could see me. So, instead of nothing, we're having a late show. So, how are you today, Dr. Functional?
Oh boy, it's been a day. It's been a week. It's been a month. It's been a year. It's been a goddamn year.
It
I
has
no,
been.
I'm okay. Really, all things considered, like how could you not be? We still yes, Canada's a mess, people, but we still live in a great nation
Yeah.
with a lot of great people. We just have to do better, and we can always do better because that's what humans are perfect at. And I hate to go, straight into it, without any lube right away, but people need to do better and realize, yes, we can do better, but it doesn't have to be thrust upon people.
No, no, it doesn't. It.
And and historically, we've been good at that. We've been really good at that. We've been good since the inception of Canada, of doing better, to helping slaves escape the southern United States, do better, and even today, even in our years, things like not really caring about things like what you do in the bedroom. It's accepted, and we don't care. You
Yeah.
do you, I do me, and that's been a good, positive progression for Canada. It's not been ham-fisted and shoved down people's throats, which cause, well, we see what it causes.
We
Captain America is now fabulous.
we may live. Our country may be a mess, but it's still better than other countries.
Oh, a whole hell of a lot of countries.
And now, with that positive note about Canada, let's
Well,
get into all the
I have
bullshit.
to because I still love this country.
Right?
You know, I'm a dual citizen,
Yeah.
and even today, I still go. You know what? I'd rather be living here than down there.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Not trying to badmouth the United States by any means. Like, God, if I could, I would maybe want to, not living here, but if I had to choose, yeah, I'd love to live in like West Virginia
If I
or
see if we
Georgia or
there
Florida or.
there are some things that I like about the states that I wish we had up here. Like, I wish we had, for example, there are a lot more organizations in the states that are dedicated specifically to employing blind people.
Mhm.
We don't have those up here.
Hmm.
I wish
I
we
didn't know
had
that.
those. I would like the CNIB. If you like, is that's basically your
That's basically it, huh?
that's it.
Oh, bo.
Um, or the Canadian Council for the Blind, but they're much smaller and they don't have much oomph as the CNIB does. But that's it.
Yeah.
We don't have like, in Texas there's Lighthouse for the Blind, and they like you can get a job through them, and you know and that's it's a lot more. There's a lot more blind people that work in the states because of those jobs.
Hmm. Hey,
Um,
RVA Dar. And hello, chat. We
I
got Duck
wish we
Dog,
had those.
Wikipedia.
Yes, hello Duck Dog, hello Wikipedia, hello RVA, hello everybody.
Gun Fox was in there
A
earlier.
Gun Fox too. Yeah. So, but
I
we've
really
got.
did. I didn't know that. I thought we actually did quite well on that front, but it's shocking to hear that we don't because I know again, different disability. I have a mobility
Yeah.
issue. I wish there was more that they would. I don't want to say do to help me, but in the end, it's the whole adage of teaching me how to fish,
Yeah.
like teaching me how to work around to become more gainfully employed
Exactly.
rather than just suckling on the teat all the time and going, you guys suck, you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
I'd rather do more than just
Yeah. Pretty much. Exactly. I would rather. That would be cool. Like what I would. You know what I wouldn't mind doing though is going and working for like if when my kids get older
Hmm.
because I wouldn't be able to do it now. But being a counselor at the camp for the blind for a summer would be
Oh,
really
for
fun.
sure.
Because I
You would
went
be a
there.
great counselor because
I
you're
went
not
there for
uptight.
7 years. Yeah.
You're not uptight. You're a cool chick who's pretty easygoing. But since you're experienced with your kids, you can lay down the law when kids are going too far. And I think that they could learn quite a lot from you because you have been. Oh God, and I hate to use words like this, but you have become woke to the situation and the reality of it, and you're unabashed about it. You're like, yeah, blood, so fucking what?
Yeah. Well, and that would be one of the biggest things because there's some kids are sent there. There was a kid that was sent there specifically because she kept going, I can't, I'm blind, I can't, I'm blind. So like her parents, I guess, had enough
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sent her
because
to
I
a
guess
camp.
that they're probably seeing people and they can't relate at all,
Yeah, yeah,
and they probably do see it as, unfortunately, quite a few people see it as, well, that's it, you're done, game over. And it's like, well, no, like you said, in the States, look at the percentage and just how many are actively gainfully employed doing
The crappy part
well.
is it's still a really high number of unemployment. I think blind people it's in the 70s of a percentage of
Right.
unemployed blind people, which really sucks. Because some of them may not have access to those organizations,
Hmm.
and it's a similar here. I think it's like 70 to 80% of blind people are unemployed, which is a huge number.
Yeah, and it's hard. So I can empathize and sympathize with both sides of the coin, because if I put myself into the shoes of an employer of industries that I've been in, that
Yeah.
I've physically worked before, I'm like, well, I could hire a disabled person for the plethora of disabilities that are actual. Or I could hire someone who, same qualifications, everything, but I could hire someone who's fully functional,
And
for
doesn't
lack of a
need
better word.
adaptations.
Yeah. Which again, I've gone through the Human Rights Tribunal because of that sort of discrimination, and it was tough for me because again, I can understand why, if you have a chef who needs to take 2-3 minutes to just sit down every hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
That can be tough, but it's not like I'm asking for a whole hell of a lot. I just need to take pressure off my joints
Yeah.
for a few minutes. It's not long, and then I'm back at the grind.
Or if you've got a chef that's like goes can't find anything because people keep moving it around the kitchen and they can't see where it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're
Well, I
constantly going, where's the instead of running and grabbing it real quick.
Yeah. Well,
Or,
I mean, that's
can
the
you
thing.
check
Like
the
with
meat for me? Like, I can't see if it's done.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously,
Well, they have talking meat thermometers, but still.
I'm not going to be a delivery person with my
No.
disability,
No.
like just like you probably shouldn't be a cook with that, but it always amazed me how many people were in things like kitchen or construction or something who had no right being there.
Yeah.
Who were completely inept at the job or didn't give a shit about the job or whatever, but they were just there. I don't even know why most of the time.
Speaking of people being inept at their jobs, we have a prime minister
Oh, God.
who is inept at his job. And we have a man named Pierre Poilievre, who is a favorite of this channel.
Oh, yes. And hopefully more people can be the blinders lifted off and listen to his messages, because he speaks quite plainly, quite honestly. He's not speaking from most of the time, he's not speaking from a political leaning, even though he is on the opposition bench.
Yeah.
So he does oppose these things, but he opposes them through logic and reason.
Yeah, he doesn't oppose them because they're liberal ideas. He opposes them because they're bad ideas.
Yeah, and you
That's
know
what I
what?
like about
If the
it.
liberals do come up with good ideas, he'll say, you know what? That isn't a good idea. And that's
Yep.
exactly the type of politicians we need in the Western world today, because they, you know, especially on the left, because again, I am left or leaning.
Yeah.
We need those people on I almost said our side, on their side, to turn to the people who are insane or corrupt and go, them. Those are the bad ones. We need to criticize them. We need to get in their way as well as the opposition, so we can expose them for their bad ideas.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter what side of the bench you're on. A bad idea is a bad idea. You know, we could go back and I could talk about people like Harper and some of his bad ideas.
Oh, God.
Just as equally as I'll talk about Trudeau and his bad ideas.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I wish I could see in the back doors of, or closed doors of the caucus, because you gotta believe that Polyev is looking at O'Toole and going, "Sir, Mr. O'Toole."
Like I
fuck are
picture
you
it as
doing?
like, you know, a scene in like high school where the little kid is running up to the cool jock and trying to give him the perfect information he needs to pass his test or something, and he's here, take it, and the guy's just like pushing him away, going, no, kid, just go, just, I don't care, go away. And it's like, dude, he's giving you the ammunition you need to win this battle.
Yeah.
Listen to him. But O'Toole still, I'm pretty sure he's part of that cross-aisle globalist elite, sort of political class elite.
Yeah.
And he's in bed with the Trudeaus and the other big liberals. Because remember, when the pendulum shifts, the same companies are getting the same handouts for the most part.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So we've got a bit of a, it's gonna be a bit of a video that I'm gonna stop and start so that
It's
can
4
talk
minutes
about
before he takes questions. So yeah.
Okay, so that's.
But bear with us, because this is really good.
Yeah.
And you know, he could be standing on the floor of the UK Parliament or down in the American Senate, and the words would still be ringing true.
Yep. All right, here we go.
The interests of workers, customers, and entrepreneurs, not the interests of large corporations, are essential to the Conservative Party of Canada. And that is how we are looking upon the proposed transaction involving Shaw and Rogers Communications. This massive deal would create a company worth $50 billion with $20 billion of revenue, 33,000 employees, and almost 13 million wireless customers. It would have been, before COVID, a big deal for our economy and for our people.
Yeah.
After COVID, it's even more essential, because remote work from home arrangements mean that a good internet connection will not only be desirable, but necessary to hold down a job. Many employees.
Well, and it's not just that; it's school.
It's everything. It's life.
everything.
Life has
It's
now
life.
been connected to the internet. And I totally agree. The internet has now, I don't want to say essential, because it's not water, it's not housing, it's not
No.
clothing, but it is essential to the modern marketplace, and we can't exclude people from that.
No.
So when and Shaw has, I mean, Rogers has already bought Shaw in Ontario.
Yeah.
Rogers has already bought Shaw in Eastern Canada. Now they're going after BC, and they're basically just buying everything up. And I made this comparison not too long ago. I've got no problem with, you know, the Jeff Bezoses of the world wanting to make money.
Yeah.
The very highly motivated, highly skilled Elon Musk, perfect example, came up basically from nothing
Yeah.
to become one of the most powerful, rich, successful entrepreneurs in the world. Got no problem with that.
No.
But once they make that transition, they step over that line to become the new liege lords of the land. That's where I have a problem with it. Because they come in, they start flexing their financial power to enact political change in their favor and to start taking advantage of, like he says, customers, workers, other entrepreneurs. They become predatory. And I think in the discussion with the far left and and I don't want to say far right, but most conservatives that I talk to, it's not a zero-sum game. Yes, there are bad corporations, but there are also great corporations.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are great small businesses, but there are also horrible small businesses. I've worked for a few where they do the exact same thing. They think that that you are just a grunt where they can exploit you for your labor as much as they will pinch every penny. And that's just as bad. Because for you to have a successful business, you have to have a successful workforce. And that successful workforce has to be in balance. They have to be somewhat happy and somewhat productive.
Absolutely.
Employers are not only going to allow workers to operate from their home offices, but require it.
That scares
As
me.
we've discovered throughout COVID, much of our work can be done remotely.
Which is also kind of a boon for people like us.
Sure, yeah.
Because now there's no, oh, well, we don't know if we can put a screen reader on an office computer. Well, that's fine. I have my own.
I have my own stuff at home, yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can access the building. Well, that's fine. I can just work from home. Oh, well, I don't know if blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's fine. I can just work from home.
The one thing that kind of scares me about that, though, is that
Uh-oh.
and this is one problem I have with the current quote, I'm using air quotes here, people, free market, is that it's not free.
No.
And a lot of these, again, predatory types of businesses, it's not a supply and demand market. It's a, how much can we psychologically investigate to our customer base? How much are they willing to pay for product X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
And that's where we cost it at. It's no longer a cost plus profit benefit, blah, blah, blah. In a lot of cases, I'm not saying all. Anyway.
Those communities lacking affordable, high-speed internet will be at a massive, insurmountable disadvantage. That's why it's absolutely essential that those communities and all Canadians have access to high-speed, affordable internet.
Yeah.
Now, normally, the free market system forces companies to compete for workers with better wages and compete for customers with better prices and products. But we don't have a free market in telecommunications. We have a protected, regulated oligarchy.
Yep.
A small group of players who are protected by a regulatory regime, largely controlled out of Ottawa, serve our population. Now, let's be honest, this model has not particularly performed well. We have among the highest prices and among the poorest coverage in the developed world. In fact,
and it's a standing joke.
Yeah, it really is.
We pay. Joke.
What is it? Are we still first? Are we still first as far as cost, or did we get bumped down to second? Because I know we're at the top there somewhere.
Don't know, but I do know that we are known, like, throughout the developed world for our high-priced, low-quality internet.
Yep.
It's sad. It's, like, no matter where, if I'm here, there's been jokes about it on stream, right? Or if I'm talking with my blind friends in the States, no matter where I fucking go online, oh, it's your Canadian internet. I'm like, yep, it's my Canadian
They
internet.
say that. I mean, people try to say that to me, but it's like, Jogger, please. I've got the best internet in the world. Like, I pay, but I pay out the ass for it.
Yep.
I pay out the ass for my super high speed internet, which, even though someone down south might be paying, even with the conversion, half to a third of what I'm paying.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to give that up because, for what we do, when we stream, when I game, we need serious high speed, good stuff.
Well, we're not forgetting Pincalo says you guys are also forgetting that our cities label themselves a corporation. They do. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. It's very true.
I mean, Polyev isn't wrong when he says, Rogers, Bell, they're an oligarchy, a protected oligarchy with a regulatory body that backs them. Gee, where did we just hear that 30 seconds ago? I basically said the same thing, but it's also, like Pincalo says, it's the city of Toronto, city of Hamilton, city of Montreal. Why? Because those are the political powerhouses of Canada.
Yeah.
These southern Ontario, southern Quebec regions, for those who don't know, basically dictate the federal representation of Canada. Such a small little speck of the map controls whether or not we're liberal or conservative at the end of the day in the federal government.
Yeah.
In fact, many countries in the developing world have better prices and better coverage than we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can do better in Canada than we have so far. But when a deal of this magnitude comes along, because there is not a free market, it is the job of government, with the oversight of Parliament, to protect workers and customers and not corporate interests. That's why I'm announcing today that Conservatives are triggering hearings by the Industry Committee on this proposed transaction so that we can hear from communities, customers, entrepreneurs, workers, and others who will be affected by the transaction.
Good.
Now, while Conservatives have not had enough time to study the full implications of this newly announced proposal, and therefore we're not able to pronounce for or against, what I can tell you is the principle that will guide us, and it is a single principle, and that is customers, workers first.
Yes.
Not the corporate interests of a few players.
And that's what everyone always says, that conservatives are always for the corporation, right? They always say that. Always, always, always. Oh, conservatives are always for the big corporations. So I think it's very important that Polyev said that their principle is customers and workers first.
Yeah, because the Overton window, I mean, these days is on wheels, so it's shifted so far to one side that people like me are now considered conservative. People like Tim Pool, the Sargons, people who are very liberal, very, I don't want to say very left-leaning, but very much on the left side of the Overton window, but still closer to center. We're now considered full conservative, full right-wing. And it's like, well, no. But it's a very powerful message that he's bringing to...
Press earlier. We are Volvos with gun racks.
Volvos
with
gun racks.
And I believe, again, at the end of the day, that is the primary responsibility of our government, to defend our borders and defend we the people.
Yeah.
To take some of the parlance from our neighbors down south, foreign and domestic, protect us from these threats. That means, yes, protect us from China, protect us from predatory Canadian corporations.
Yeah.
Hi, Kitty.
There's Ninja. He's left. He's gone. Meow.
And I think most.
Cat.
Yeah, he's so adorable. And I think most people, rational, logical thinking people, left or right, center, doesn't matter, would see that as basically, yeah, that is the function of government.
Yeah.
Protect us. I don't mean give up all of our rights but from the basics, the things that they should be protecting. Protect our borders from foreign interference. Protect us internally from the threats that might arise from less than genuine actors.
Exactly. That is what government is supposed to be for, not telling us what to do with our everyday lives. And like I've been
getting into our bedrooms and our kitchens and our schools. And,
my orientation and mobility instructor, she works with a lot of kids. She's actually supposed to only work with kids.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're just a big kid.
Me and my old piano teacher, refuse to work with anybody other than her because she's so good.
You just meshed that well. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, well, she's been my instructor since I was 12.
Oh, okay.
So
So she's kept you on for a
we
long
have a
time.
very good. We're not just client and instructor anymore. We're friends now, so it's a good working relationship.
That's a
that way.
very good dynamic.
Yeah, but she was telling me that there's a rumor going around that they may do away with having a break in April for school in Ontario and just tack it on to the end of the year, and that they may go back to virtual learning. Because that works so well for everybody.
It doesn't. Children cannot learn virtually like that.
No, they can't.
There's a reason why, and not just because of technology, because technology has been there to do this for quite a while, but because it's been proven to work. Face-to-face, hands-on education is the best way.
Well, and it's not just it's people like for people like me, like a lot of my son's stuff is visual, right? And his Chromebook isn't accessible to me, and like it's like, really, do I have to go back to having my mom help him with schoolwork? Like, it's just
it's frustrating. Let's finish this off because I think there's only another 20 or 30
There
seconds
is,
left before he
takes questions. Yeah.
and we don't really need to listen to the questions because it's stuff you and I already kind of discuss on the regular on the show.
All right.
We will listen to everybody and all sides, and then we as conservatives will take a stand in favor or against this transaction based on that one principle. Thank you very much, and I now welcome any questions or comments.
So yeah, that's and this is why I like him. He's so down to earth. He's so he doesn't, he is a bit flamboyant in his delivery,
But that's good.
but it's good.
It makes him a good orator. And I don't care what he says. Give him 5 years, BP. He'll be making that hard push. And I hope to God he fucking does, because we need someone like him. I don't care, conservative, liberal, NDP, whatever. If he is the person, I want him.
Yeah.
I want him at the helm saying, okay, this ship is sinking. You start bailing the water. You start patching the holes, and we're going to get the fuck out of this. Because right now, at the helm, we got, oh, boat is getting closer to the water.
Basically, we've got the captain of the Costa Concordia at the helm of our ship. Hey, look at my ship! Oh no! I hit the land!
While he's saying, okay, everybody give me money and I'll get us out of this mess, but then instead giving the money to the guy who sunk the boat.
Yeah.
It's the sheer incompetence and the corruption. Blatant corruption.
Oh yeah. And speaking of blatant corruption, I've got this little 30-second clip that Functional sent me just before the show.
And to give people who aren't aware of what's been going on right now, these are the Kielberg. I always want to say Kleinberg, but Kielburgers, who were the founders of the We Charity, the charity that was found Trudeau giving an insane amount of money to, that his family works for, and are deeply, deeply entrenched with the Trudeaus in this money laundering scheme, because it's not a charity.
No. This was under the guise of helping the poor, starving children.
Mm-hmm. And this was from I want to say about 2.5 hour virtual grilling. You can see the two Kielburgers on the right there. On the left, drinking his little glass of water, is their legal representation, who basically isn't allowed to. Anyway, I'll stop talking. Let's just listen to this because it's kind of funny.
All right, here we go.
Dry wit
Is
Canadian.
there another family that you paid over $400,000 in fees and expenses other than the Trudeaus?
Mr. Polyev, we are out of time now. We'll turn to Mr. Kielberger.
Can we just get an answer
to,
from that?
Convenient.
To answer that question? Absolutely.
Over 25 years, we've engaged dozens of speakers, and so that dollar amount would not be out of the norm for our most frequent speakers.
Can you name one family?
Oh, I'm not going to name those names, but there are speakers who have come to
Wonder
multiple
why.
events, who have done multiple fundraisers in excess of 40 events, as they did in fundraisers and awareness raisers for us. We've absolutely paid because we don't do telemarketers, we don't do street canvassers. This is how we raise funds.
Over $400,000 to one
Thank
family.
you, Mr. Polyev.
And just in case, again, people are wondering, that one family.
Is the Trudeaus.
Uh-huh.
While
And you can see, if I may, just deconstruct what Craig Kielberger there just said. He said, we don't street canvass, we don't telemarket, we don't fundraise. Then
what
how
the
are you
fuck-
getting the money?
And also, what the hell were all of those school trip speaking engagements that you were doing, Mr. Kielberger, when I was in school?
It's
You came to one of my schools, you lying motherfucker.
It's quite literally Polyev connecting the dots of corruption and of money laundering scam. And I mean, this just came out. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be too black-pilled when I say, and nothing will come of it. But I mean, following the trends of what have been going on and the sheer incompetency of the conservatives at the helm, Peter O'Toole, Peter the Tool, you kind of wonder, you kind of have to wonder. And this is why I'm so adamant when I say, we need someone like Polyev at the helm.
Yeah. Because he doesn't. It's like right now.
He
he's
can't
like,
get canceled.
No. And he doesn't care about his political leanings right now. He's just like, I want to know where the money is.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the money? Where's the money, Lebowski? You know what I mean?
Do you mean the full interview or the full interaction, Pincalo? Because that I just didn't know if BP wanted to get too deep down the rabbit hole with the Kielbergers. Because
No,
as we said before the show, we could probably do a 4-hour stream just deconstructing that.
I don't mind, because the other 2 articles I have are on the Kielbergers.
Sure, let's
So
make it a
if
theme.
you have the, do you
He
have
said
the,
he said he DM'd you.
Did you DM it to
A
me? 'Cause
5
I
minutes.
only see the articles. Hold on, let me look. There are 2 articles that I see, but not.
And Wikipedia, he does look like Stephen Colbert. He's a French Canadian Stephen Colbert. But I mean, the way he speaks
He's
versus
much
Colbert
smarter than Stephen Colbert.
is like night and day. Yeah, Stephen Colbert is one of your news entertainment shill pieces of shit now, who just repeats the corporate
was so
talking points that he needs
disappointing.
to. Yeah, because he used to be great on Jon Stewart's show. You know why? Because Jon Stewart is a good liberal. He's
He's gone kind of cuckoo bananas.
Yes and no. I mean, he's intentionally taken a step back because he saw this shit coming, and he's like, you know what? I just want to retire with the money I've made from the Daily
Yeah.
Show. I'm going to take a step back. He came back into the limelight again to fight for first responders for the 9/11 Commission, and then he's taken a step back again. Which is good, which is I think what he needs to do. Because I mean, everybody's got bad takes. Hell, even you and I probably have bad takes here and there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody is infallible. But for the most part, Jon Stewart is a good liberal. I would consider him as a fellow, quote unquote, air quotes again, good liberal. Did you find it?
I see the articles, but I don't see any YouTube videos.
Oh well.
Let me see here.
Maybe he can resend it while we look at something else. So it's fresh.
There's the Red Letter Media stuff, but
What's
I
going
don't
on with them?
no, there is nothing wrong with that.
Oh. Oh, he was just sending you something good to watch, listen to.
Yeah, he sent. It's the review of the season 1 of Next Generation, done by Rich and I can't remember who else out of the 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
But I like Pincalo's listens to Red Letter Media a lot, and I get kind of sucked into it too, because they're really funny.
They can be, yeah. They can be really, really funny and really entertaining.
Yeah.
Their earlier, I mean, obviously, when you've been doing something for so long, some of their earlier stuff was a lot better. I think there were quite a few of those. I think it was Plinketto or something where they watched just terrible movies.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, this is not a fun experience to watch them reacting to it because they're not into it. The movie it's just bad. There's no redeeming bad like good qualities in the badness.
Yeah. Well, I've got these articles that I've pulled up, or one of them that I've pulled up. It's not a video, but it is an article that should help illustrate what we are talking about. And yeah, and I remember them trying to start this foundation when I was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
They were
yet-
going around to all the schools and doing these speaking campaigns about how, these poor starving children
Mm-hmm.
needed help. Like, this has been going on for years, like,
A long ass time, yeah.
and
Yeah, Wikipedia, the Fifth Estate is basically our version of 60 Minutes. Only they have a little bit more integrity than 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes has kind of slipped
the Fifth
since the
Estate's
back in the
been
day.
on for a while, hasn't it? Like,
Oh,
it was
for
a
ages.
radio program before.
I
it was
still,
a
I
TV
think that
program.
they still do have some journalistic integrity, even though
Yeah.
sometimes they get things wrong or what have you. Between them and Steve Paikin from TV Ontario, really good journalism. We still have it. It's still there, thankfully.
Yeah.
But
So this headline says it's an opinion piece by Matt Gurnier, I think is how you pronounce it. Kielburger's torpedo relationship with liberals. We never prorogued Parliament. Okay. So we're just gonna pretend that prorogation never happened, I guess. It was a brutal exchange. The Kielburgers acknowledged wrongdoing, or vague wrongdoing, to the House of Commons Ethics Committee, stressing that it was 15 years ago and say they're investigating. But Erskine Smith's questions revealed the fundamental truth of Monday's proceedings. The WE scandal has mutated in the vernacular of the times. It's still a scandal involving the lousy judgment, at best, of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his former finance minister Bill Morneau, but it's now unavoidably also about the Kielburgers and their personal credibility, not to mention the credibility of the constellation of WE branded organizations.
yeah, because they put a lot of time and a lot of money into taking time and money away from people.
Yep. And it says they spent their lives building and must now defend. Yep. And they did spend their lives, but they started this when they were like teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
This scandal.
And I'm sure, maybe at some point near that beginning they had honorable intentions, but it has since mutated into a money laundering scheme.
Let's see. Click what?
He just put a Twitter link in chat.
Oh.
I think that's the full 5-minute video interaction between Polyev and the Kielburgers.
Damn it, it's not letting me do it.
It's funny because at one point he actually tells their lawyer, "You're not allowed to speak." And he doesn't say it, but he says the way he said that, he didn't say this directly, but it's basically just a shut the fuck up.
There, I just copied the link. I'll post it in my Twitter DMs, and then we'll watch it after I read this.
Okay.
Let's see here. Story continues below. It was fascinating to watch how little of Monday's event had anything to do at all with Trudeau and his government. I bet. this was probably, they thought it was probably going to be all about Trudeau, but you've got to look into the Kielburgers too, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Because you have to dig up the corruption from the roots. If you're just going to look at the base of the tree and not look at the roots that are also corrupt, and you just cut away, part of the bark at the base that's corrupt, there's still corruption in the roots.
And I just screwed it up.
What?
I have to repost it.
Okay.
I didn't, it has his name at the beginning of the URL. So it doesn't really help at all.
Okay. And the rest of that paragraph, it goes into how are we still so bad at virtual sessions a full year into this pandemic, which I'd like to address because, yeah, what the fuck, government?
Right? How do people...
United States, Canada,
with
the
so
UK,
much
everywhere.
money,
They're so fucking retarded at these virtual communications.
Well, they have so much money, right? And they have such crappy production.
You know why?
And
It's
then
because the
people
union tech workers that they have to do these things spent all their money on themselves and not on the actual technology to do it proper.
Well,
and they
and
probably hired a whole bunch of people who were, oh, you have a vagina? You're hired.
Exactly.
You don't know anything about tech? Who cares?
But people like us, who don't have much money, have a better setup and better sound
Right?
than these people.
It's kind of funny how that works, and maybe who should be getting hired. Oh, look, we're filling 2 quotas. We're getting 2 cripples and people who know what the fuck they're doing. Let's get them here in Parliament to wire this shit up.
There you go. At
Yes,
least in
I
our
just said to whoever's working the tech at these fucking places, a blind girl can do a better job than you fucking Teamster piece of shit.
At least in our understanding of how we and the federal government came together to design a program to help Canadian students find paid volunteering positions, then they're not volunteered. Anyway.
Well, we do have that one classification of, I think, volunteer pay minimum wage is like $4 or something.
Oh, okay.
It's basically slave wages.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get that one either. During a summer marked by various public health orders and a major economic shock, if you closely followed the whole sad saga to date, you didn't learn much on Monday. and if you came into it knowing nothing, you wouldn't have come out of it knowing much more.
Yeah, because
than you started with. Yeah.
Remember the clip we just had of them. These people are masterfully trained to talk a lot and say nothing.
Yep.
They wind down the clock saying a whole lot of nothing. People like Polyev, they're not going to let that shit fly.
Nope. Because Polyev, don't you remember the clip with Trudeau?
Mm-hmm.
Just a dollar figure, Mr. Prime Minister. Just a dollar figure. Just
answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer the question. Is there a number? Or when he has to ask someone like a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Just yes or no. Yes or no. You don't have to keep talking. Just yes or no.
Yes, yeah. And then finally at the end with Trudeau, he's nobody believes you. That was the best thing ever. Nobody believes you. There were some edifying moments. Angus noted that in earlier testimony, the Kielburgers said that they charged no admin fee for the project. Oh, interesting. I wonder if that was a slip-up. And pointed to language in the contract that specified a 50% fee. He also noted that we would have charged the federal government for rent, which is odd given the company's substantial commercial real estate.
Now, why would you need to do that, BP?
I wonder.
Is it maybe just so wealth can change hands and it can look good on the books as a actual transaction, but then maybe the money goes missing afterwards?
Maybe.
The payoff one hand pays off the other. Maybe.
Maybe.
It's so fucking corrupt. It makes me so angry.
Oh, I know. The Kielburgers had no real response to that beyond sputtering that that Angus doesn't know how to read a budget. Okay. That's what you want to do when you're under investigation. You don't know how to read a budget. Well done. Well done, Kielburger brothers. Let's see. One suspects that Mr. Angus is off the Kielburgers Christmas card list. It was also fascinating at the very start of their comments to see the Kielburgers aim sharp criticisms at Canadian politicians and explicitly target the Liberals. Really? For some of their sharpest critiques, we didn't advise the Prime Minister and Mr. Morneau not to recuse themselves. We never prorogued Parliament. You don't have any say in that, you idiot.
Yeah. They're basically admitting and accusing them of corruption. It's not their responsibility to tell them to recuse themselves, but they still were complicit in the act of working with people who are violating self-interests.
This is like what I am literally watching a publicized version of one of my, because I've gotten back into listening to The Shadow. And there's nothing like when two criminals are in the presence of the Shadow and they just sell each other out. It wasn't me, it was him! It was him! That's what these guys are doing. It wasn't us. It was the Liberals. It was the Liberals. It was all the Liberals. We didn't tell them to do anything. They did it themselves. It was all them.
But you still took the bag of money, right?
Exactly.
Well, but it was them. They stole it. But you knew that they stole it and you still took the money. Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't you? It's money. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you assholes.
I would have called the opposition, called the finance commission that is responsible, or tell somebody. Oh God,
Jesus Christ!
Stranger danger. Tell somebody.
Right?
Kind of.
Whatever common cause may have once united them is now deader than dead, and one further suspects that they are now off the Liberals' interseasonal holiday card list too. That's nice. That's a funny.
Yeah, because now the deal's deader than dead because there's no money.
Yep.
That money is, hopefully, if there's any justice, that money is now going to be seized and held and investigated under a fucking bright hot light with a microscope, and they're going to investigate every single last letter and number of all the documents.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is. I kind of want to watch that video now. I want to.
Let's do it.
Let's go. I'm gonna go back and find this video here and get into my Twitter DMs, because this is this scandal is so disgusting.
It's a mess. And the ripple effects have been felt for quite a while now, even pre-COVID. Do you remember back in the, late 80s, where our dollar surpassed the American dollar?
Yep.
Huh, funny how that works, huh? When we basically did have, that boom of the free market just took hold and people were running with it. Small businesses were booming into small corporations. Small corporations were becoming large corporations. People were benefiting left, right, and center. It caused great advancements in healthcare and science and space exploration contributions that we've been making. And somewhere along the line, you get the Trudeaus and other entities like that who get their grubby little fingers into the pie and ruin it for everyone. and now our dollar's pathetically weak.
Yep.
Like, how you refuse to even come to the table with our biggest trading partner, our biggest partner in life. I don't care, Orange Man bad. I don't care if it was Joe Biden and I was the PM. I'd still sit down with him.
Yeah.
If anything came of it, who cares? Still sit down. Try to work with somebody. That's the thing that I notice a lot, that people don't seem, especially on the fringes, on the far left and right, they don't even want to come sit down and talk through some of these things. Oh, well, you're a
it's not
Trumper.
working.
Oh, well, you're a far right conservative. What,
The
motherfucker?
link's
What?
not working. That sucks.
Really?
Sorry, that page doesn't exist. Did they make him delete it?
No, it can't be. Let me click on it. I've got it.
Weird.
I can put it in the direct stream chat, private chat. See
Let
if
me
that
see
works.
here. Where is private chat here? Let me get in here. Yeah, it was like, sorry, this is not a...
And of course, because of the increase in the welfare state, thanks liberals again, with our combination of unfettered immigration, we opened the floodgates. Thanks liberals again, and conservatives. You do have some culpability there, excuse me. No wonder our economy tanked.
There we go.
That was going to be the next thing, Pinkalo, if she couldn't get it working.
Now I can share the screen. Tweet.
I don't know if it would. I've been having some issues with StreamYard's not sharing my audio when I share my screen.
You have to use it. It has to be a Chrome tab.
It is a Chrome. I do use Chrome. For some reason, it's just not. I don't know.
Oh, weird. It doesn't like you.
Yeah, I mean, it'll do everything else. Like, obviously, you can hear my microphone. I can play my sound pad and other external stuff. But for some reason, yeah.
Oh, shit. Hold on. I have to...
We should just start calling her Boomer Press, people. That was a joke. I know you're very concentrating, invested into this. Just trying to kill the dead air
Letting me copy it.
with my dulcet tones.
I know what I'll do. I will. I know what I'll do. I have an idea.
Do you want me to bring it up and see if it'll share?
I'm going to copy the thing from the address bar. And then I'm going to post it in a DM to myself, and then I'm going to access it that way.
Okay.
Because what it did was it opened a tab in I have to open a new tab, otherwise it won't let me share. It will only share StreamYard with the screen. It won't. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I've got it. It's good. We figured it out. So yeah, because I really want to hear him lambaste these guys. Oh, Pink Hollow also sent it. Again. Let's see if it'll work. Usually tweets do work. Like I tried to open it and it just gave me a sorry, this page is unavailable. So let's
Sorry.
because it's a video, that's why I want to see it here.
Because if it's not going to come through, we can always try my screen.
Why is it? Oh, sure. It wants me to. I may have to. I'm gonna end up accident. It's gonna show the DMs. That's the only problem.
Just share my screen then.
Pardon?
Just share my screen in
Okay.
StreamYards.
I
And
will
we'll test
go
it,
back
see if
and
the audio is actually working this time.
yeah, as long as you click the checkbox, you should be okay. It should share your audio.
It doesn't give me one for some reason.
And of course, there's Craig's awful audio. Add to stream. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Please
you-
work. No,
you hear
we
that?
can't hear it.
Oh, yay. Sorry, folks, for the technical difficulties.
It wouldn't be a coffee stream without them.
So yeah, like I go to share screen, and yeah, it just says disable notifications. There's no other checkbox. Because it used to work. I mean, I used to share things on Minions all the time, and on my show too.
Right. How odd. I'll just
Yeah,
post it
sorry.
in my DMs and then I'll click it and then I'll share it. And if I have to share my DM with myself, it's all news articles. So I don't really care. I don't have any incriminating things in my DMs.
Like Pink Hollow feet pics.
There should be an adult picture describer because there are no, seriously, all the apps that are for describing pictures
Yeah.
say explicitly if you like if you ask it to describe any like pornographic stuff, you'll get your thing banned. You'll get banned. So like there should be an 18 plus version of like a describer, because that way like blind people can send pictures to their people or people like their
And not have it be in. Yeah. No, that would be very beneficial.
and it worked. So let's share this. Okay.
All right. Let's get into it.
I finally got it to work. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So this is a little Twitter video posted on Pierre's Twitter feed. Let's stop telling me you're busy, Chrome, and actually work.
Can you hit the volume?
I haven't played it yet. I haven't
Oh,
pushed play yet.
It's playing.
Oh, is it? I have to pause it and then replay it again. Hold on.
Yeah.
So it says Kielburgers claim that... Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? You suck. Stop it. I just want to play this video. Come on. Where did you go? Okay. Wow. This is really annoying. It's... Hold
Still
on.
see it on the screen.
I
But your reader jumped somewhere?
My reader jumped and it's now telling me that it's frozen.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks, technology.
There we go. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. Here we go. I think we should be okay. I think. Okay. Stop. Don't move. Don't move until I make you move. Voiceover. Okay. There we go. So there's a video that it's wanting me that it's going to play if I can get to here. So the Kielburgers are claiming about about the advisor. About Bill Moore. Is it Bill Morneau that this is the claim that they're talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Bill Morneau. Let me see here. Where did it put me?
Oh,
Stop.
no, lost it.
Oh, did I lose it? I went too far up. Why is Twitter being such a douchebag? Like, it's literally not showing me the video and it wants me to go to the trending pages, like the trending part of Twitter.
Mm.
This is the problem with screen readers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Reading some of the follow-up tweets and people responding, like, I don't really see the issue here. They clearly explained multiple times that 100 similar emails went out to people by their executive assistant, but you kept insisting this proved something. Motherfucker, did you watch the same video? These people are so dumb.
They are dumb, and I don't understand why everyone is so willing to just stick their head in the sand and be like, everything's fine.
Because these idiots, they don't actually watch the entire thing. They don't read the entire articles. These are the types of people, and there are far too many of them, read the headlines from whatever outlets they get their news. Okay, it's back now. And that's what they go with. They listen to what the Colberts or the CBCs or the City TVs tell them to think, and they listen and regurgitate that happily.
I think I give up. I'm not going to be able to get this to play.
That's fine.
That sucks. I wanted to hear it.
Maybe in your own time you can go to it, and then perhaps in 2 weeks on the next show we can get into it even a little bit more. But I'm sure we'll have actually some yeah, and we'll actually have some developments. I do have the YouTube clip. I don't have it like handy. I could probably find it, but
yeah. Well, that put us to an hour. that wandering around Twitter for 5 minutes.
Shit happens. At least, we got into some of the meat of the topic with the Kielburgers and this recent grilling by Polyev. And like I said, hopefully in the near future, over the next week or two, we'll see something come of this. Positive or negative, it'll give us something to follow up on.
Yep, it will. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and thank you for watching. And there will be a Beat the Blind Girl tomorrow at 1 p.m. Back here on the YouTube channel, and I will be on Minions tomorrow night. I actually will be on Minions tomorrow night. I fucking fell asleep with the boys and woke up at 12 and was like, oh, fuck. But yeah, I actually will be on Minions tomorrow night with Prospero and the gang. And we have to pick a Star Trek topic. I was thinking alien civilizations that could have been done more, like that should have been used more.
Like the Binars.
Like the Binars, like the Vidians, like
The Vidians, yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like stuff that could have been better plot devices than, I don't know, the fucking Kazon.
Or taking or taking, how they treated, the Cardassians or Klingons, and later on they do give you a lot more into their culture. So why couldn't we get a little bit more? We got snippets of it from, like the Vidians, but we didn't get a lot,
Yeah.
That could be an interesting topic.
Yeah, I was thinking we could do something like that. So
Cool.
I'll throw that in the DMs with Hammer and everybody and see what they say. But thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. And I am going to go and get ready to get my some ground beef defrosted and wash my dishes.
Chores, yeah, me too.
Chores, yay, chores. All right, guys, have a great day.
Bye, everybody.